Have you ever noticed how sledders are weird about telling you where they ride? They don't want to tell you where the stash is, it's all secret. They went to a place and there was snow there, but you don't know where it is. Well, I'm not weird about it. Same here in Japan, but I'm going to tell you. I went riding in Okinawa. Most people don't even know about it. It was an unbelievably long drive, about 25 hours from Tokyo in one of those little K-trucks, and basically lined with snowbanks like this the whole way. But man, it was worth it. People don't realize that inland Okinawa has got extraordinary mountains and terrain like this that will blow your mind if you ever get the chance to ride there. So we hired a guide not only to show us around on the sleds, but also to fill us in on the local knowledge, the culture, the Okinawan way of life and how they eat and live and interact. He was going to unwrap the sumo pants, open the kimono and reveal the true scale of Okinawa's hidden apparatus. Now, I know it's not woke to use the removal of clothing as a metaphor for the gaining of hidden knowledge, but fuck. Our guide started by quite surprisingly making a right-hand air turn, but we quickly held a general meeting of the participating stakeholders and unanimously agreed that from now on we'd only turn left. This reduced our collective cognitive load immensely and allowed us to save more energy for riding because we didn't have to think about whether we're turning left or right. It was just always going to be left. So we spent a couple of hours turning left, and I think everyone agreed we had a great time turning left and then turning left again and generally moving in the leftward direction as opposed to the other one. But then the guide pulled us over and he said he had this game for us to play, and it was some sort of Okinawan pointing game. I didn't really get the hang of it, but basically you point at things and then you point at other things, and then the guide gives a demonstration of how they make babies in Okinawa. And then he said that's where he made his one. Oh, I didn't really get it. But it was quite fun to just get immersed in the culture like that and go with the flow. Didn't have a direction other than left. Just had to let go of the stresses of Tokyo and get into the island lifestyle. So then we did some more left turns after that fun game. And I was thinking by now we'd probably be in Taiwan or somewhere really weird because we were turning left so much we'd probably left the country. But no, we were still there. And then the guide showed us how to do a whoop Okinawan style after pulling off a left turn. And he gave me a ride on his Chaos. And I'll tell you something I didn't know. The Chaos is made and designed in Okinawa. So it was right at home in the Okinawa powder. And I liked it a lot. There's just something different about riding a machine that is made right there in the country where you are now. Like eating an oyster at the bottom of the ocean where it grew up, instead of waiting until it comes onto your plate or into your bedroom or wherever you're eating it or whatever it is. I can't really explain it. It felt really good to be on an Okinawan Chaos in Okinawa with an Okinawan guide and Okinawan trees and beaches and mountains and everything. It's really cultural. So at lunch we took a special vote amongst our participating stakeholders and resolved that instead of going up and turning left and then coming back down again, we would go up and then keep going up until we were up, and then we'd be further up than we were than when we started. So we tried that different approach immediately. The results were actually pretty amazing. We found ourselves higher up Okinawa than we'd been all day just because we'd gone up. So it was quite a revelation. One of the things about snowmobiling in Okinawa is that you can be riding on sand dunes 1 minute and then go around the corner and be on this big fluffy pillow of white powder. It's very unsettling at first, but then of course you get used to it because it's so normal down there. And the locals don't even blink, they just do that every day. But it's the only place in the world where you can experience that, so I really recommend if you get the chance to do it. towards the end of the day we started riding these drainages, which were really good fun. But still there was that layer of weirdness that comes from being in Okinawa, because normally when you ride through the trees and then go into the tops where there's no trees. But in Okinawa it's like the trees don't even know where they're meant to be, because you go through no trees at the bottom and then you go to the top where normally there wouldn't be trees, and there are trees. Unfortunately, even if you ride with a genuine Okinawan guide, the sun still goes down at the end of the day, so we had to make our way back, and it was one of those times when, you know, the truck is there and you've got to load your sled, drive 25 hours back to Tokyo, but there's still some terrain there that's calling you, singing that Okinawan song. So I couldn't resist one last turn. And of course I made it a right, because what the hell, the participating stakeholders had all buggered off, so screw it, I was going to turn right a couple of times. I'll never forget the deep white sands and the deep white snow and all the other stuff in Okinawa. There's tons of stuff there, it's unforgettable. All the stuff there. It's amazing, all the stuff in Okinawa.